Does it change? Does it change Honda Goldwing rear tire? We have had this question so many times from customers. Will it work on Honda Goldwing? Do you need a special adapter? Today we're going to find out. The tire has some 6,000-7,000 on it already. It's Dunlop American Elite, which is one of the stiffest tires. So we will see, we will test it out. So the first thing is, these wheels have a nice plastic cap. We'll get it out. It works only on those Honda Goldwing wheels that actually have the center hub here, center hole, so you can put it over the spindle. So good. Well, let's go to the next step. So first we, of course, gonna let the air out. Rabaconda has a nice pack of 3 valve core tools. So we're gonna use one of those. So what we have been willing to test is to see if there's a special adapter needed for Honda Goldwing or not. And the good news is that the standard stepped pusher that's included in the kit actually fits and can center pretty well from one side. So we're going to use that when we start mounting. Of course, for breaking the bead, we will flip the tire. So first step is we adjust the magnetic rim supports under the rim so they support the tire. And then basically that's it. We are ready to break the bead. So we don't know if this has a tire pressure monitor sensor. So just in case, we are very careful when we start using it. First step, we're going to adjust the bead breaker to have it nicely close to the rim, but then not touch the rim. And okay, that's the crucial moment. Can we break the bead? That's a pretty stubborn bead. Okay, here we go. Now we have the sensor here. We are careful. We don't know. Is it there? No, this wheel doesn't have it. Good. So now we're going to flip the wheel and break the bead from the other side. From the other side, the pusher is not exactly the best fit. That's why when we start changing the tire, we do it the other way around. Here it might be that it takes a bit more time. Okay, we got it. Yep, all good there. Okay, and the bead is done. So to start dismounting, we actually put it the other way around, because then the step pusher sits way better, and then there is no special adapter needed. So one of the most important things is to dismount is to use soap water or whatever grease you can. It's nearly impossible and pretty probable that you will damage something if you try to dismount a tire without using any grease or lube. So I'm just using here soap water. So first step is to install the duck head system. Okay, here we go. Usually we install it at 12 o'clock, but then turn the whole tire down. I would like to leave the valve though, just in case, especially if you would have a the tire pressure monitor at 3 o'clock. So that means when we start dismounting duck head at 6 o'clock, the sensor at 3 o'clock. This one doesn't have, so there's not much difference. Good. So, and just in case, I will even more put a little bit grease on the duck head itself as well to make sure it starts going smooth. Okay, before we start, we have to install the rim rotation blocker, so to make sure that it stays intact. It doesn't fit into the lowest one, the closest to the rim, but then we use the next one. Better to have it always as close to the rim as possible. Good. So why at 6 o'clock? Because then at the same time you can put pressure from above to make the tire go into the drop center. Then it's way easier to pull the lever and pull the tire over the edge of the rim. Okay, here we have the tire iron. And now we use this one to get it into the drop center. Then it's way easier to get it over. Okay, got it. And there's a nice hook, so you can lock the tire iron there. And now we are ready to start dismounting. Let's see how it goes. It was a bit more stubborn than usually, but here we go, the first side is off. Now we have to get it again at 6 o'clock and take the other side off. We lift the tire a little bit so we can get it over. Here it's important to see that it's really in the drop center again. And we can work with the second side. Yeah, there is a little bit certain. You need some pressure. And it's off. Again, Dunlop American Elite, definitely not the easiest one to change. So we are here at Honda Center, and customer has asked to mount a new Dunlop, but this time Dunlop SportMax, which is also known as one of the troublemakers to mount. So first thing, never ever attempt to mount without the grease, because that's most likely will either ruin the tire or the machine. So always put nicely bead grease. Rabaconda has one of those bead greases available in our web shop as well. Good. So now, as these tires are directional, it's important to see. Yes, that's the right way. First side, very often, especially with softer tire, you can push on with just with your hand. So let's see how this goes. Well, we need a little bit help with the duck head. Okay, first side mounted. Okay, for the second side, it's important to get the tire diagonally on the bead breaker. So as this is one of the most toughest tires, definitely make sure it's nice and warm. It's quite difficult, and we're going to also use some drop center tools. So these drop center tools, we actually also apply bead grease, so they guide the tire down. And they'll also apply some grease on the duck head itself, so there's minimum friction possible. So now somewhere at, I'd say roughly here, I'd use another drop center tool, especially with the most stiff sidewall tires. That's quite a very stiff tire. Okay, we got it. Good, and then usually I support the little bit the machine with my leg, and then we'll keep going. And we make sure it really enters the drop center, which it did already from this side. Yeah, it bounced back. And as you can see, it needs to go more down also from this side. So a little bit help is okay with the tire iron. Okay. And then constantly make sure the tire really is in the drop center. So that one flew off. However, we can still make it fall into the drop center. So, last bits and bites. Good. So, we have mounted nearly. Now we have to get this one off. And now we use the bead breaker to help the duck head. Okay. Does it change a Honda Goldwing rear tire? As you saw, yes, it does. Was it a struggle? Oh yes, it was way more struggle than with soft tires. But as you saw, it's doable. The big question was, is there a special adapter needed for Honda Goldwing? And we figured out that if you have the tire positioned this way, then you can use the step pusher included in the kit. So there is no special adapter needed for Honda Goldwing. Next step is balancing. Honda Goldwing is a very DIY friendly motorcycle because you can actually use Centromatic or other means for balancing. Thank you for watching and happy tire changes.